You know, there's an age-old saying, money cannot buy class. Well, there's another one I'd like to add in there as well and say that those with money try their best to hide their racism better than others, and some can afford to do so. Well, that is the case with this person that you see on your screen, whose name is M. Patrick Carroll. M. Patrick Carroll, according to the title that I'm going to read this article from, he's a real estate mogul down in Florida. Yep, we are in Florida again with their shenanigans. And apparently he got banned from several restaurants for yelling out the N-word and following a woman to the restroom. And I believe he also spit at an employee as well. So this guy has a reputation for just being vile, nasty, anti-black, and a host of other things. But because he has money and apparently some kind of establishment about himself, he manages to get away with it. Apparently this time they said this is the straw that broke the camel's back, because he got banned from restaurants. Keywords is banned and restaurants, as in more than one. I wonder if he's done this at multiple restaurants, or if they are all in some kind of a connection with each other, like a network, and said, look, you see this guy right here? He acted like this at this place. Do not let him come to your spots. So I'm going to go ahead and read the article so we can get some more information. A lawsuit filed in Florida this week alleged that Florida real estate mogul M. Patrick Carroll has been banned from multiple restaurants in Miami for a variety of poor behaviors. And poor behaviors is putting it lightly, based on the three things that I just mentioned to y'all right here. As the Daily Beast reports, Carroll was first banned from Carbone and other establishments owned by its parent company late last year after calling a service manager who worked there a street N-word, after getting upset that a restaurant server poured a glass of wine for a guest that Mr. Carroll disapproved of. You heard that. You heard that, right? The server poured some wine in a glass for someone he didn't like, and he called him a street N-word because of that. It didn't take much for him to get to that point. And I always tell people, whenever they display how they are on the outside in public, a lot of the times that's how they are in private when no one else is around. But this time he couldn't hold back. Carroll was then subsequently banned from local sushi restaurant Hayakawa, Miami, after he lustily followed a female patron to the restroom and then spat at an employee who intervened to get him to leave her alone. The lawsuit also alleges that Carroll accused the employee of cock blocking him, which also led to Carroll threatening to beat them up in retaliation. This guy is off the chain, and not in a good way. And he's a whole real estate mogul. Keep that in mind. This man is a real estate mogul, which means he has some kind of a status. He's worked with a lot of people with lots of money, and this is how he carries himself. That's why I said there's an age-old saying that money cannot buy class. You know how they love to throw this label onto black people who are from a certain part of it, let's just say from the hood or whatever, but then they become famous or they become very wealthy. They said you really can't take the hood out of the person, or you can take the person out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out of them. What would you call this dude right here? Now, I don't know where he grew up at, but for all we know, let's just say he grew up in the suburbs. So what we going to say about him? For all we know, he could have came from a trailer park background. I don't know. But this is a guy who, as you can see, he dresses up in fancy suits. He has a lot of money. He works with a lot of people who have a lot of money. But this is how he carries himself. I always say this, that you do not, just like I say when I say that you don't have to be white to be a white supremacist. With him, I said you do not have to be black to be ghetto. This guy it exhibits ghetto, and I'm gonna use the word they love to use on us, thug-like behavior. Like, let's run down again what this man did. He called a server a street N-word because he poured a glass of wine for a guest that this person did not like. He followed this woman to the restroom like a straight up creep. And when the worker there tried to intervene and stop him, he spat at this person and then accused them of cock blocking him because he was trying to stop him from doing whatever he planned on doing. And notice it said lustily, which means this guy was probably getting ready to assault this woman in a sexual deviant like manner. They better check more into his background to see how he is. Now, mind you, he's in public doing this. He's not at home. He's not in any kind of secluded space where it's just him and maybe one other person. He's doing this out in public. He has no shame. The Daily Beast reached out to a Carroll spokesperson who replied that Carroll has not been served with any legal paperwork and will vigorously defend the truth in court, even though there's documents of him actually doing it. As a matter of fact, when I'm done reading the article, I see a picture of surveillance where he, at the point where he actually does spit at this employee. A previous Daily Beast report on Carroll documented instances of alleged domestic violence by the real estate tycoon, including a 2019 phone call in which Carroll admitted to hitting his now ex-wife. Why am I not surprised by that? What did I just say? I said, if this is how he is in public, imagine how he's in private. And they just told you right here back in 2019, he hit his now ex-wife. It was a domestic situation. And as you can see, he's walking away unscathed. So this could actually fall into the category of Operation Protect the White Boy. Now, here's the picture right here. This is surveillance right here. This is a picture. This is Patrick Carroll from the back, and this is the employee. This is the employee that he spit at when they tried to stop him from following this woman into the restroom. And I'm going to assume that this person right here is the woman that he was following into the restroom. And as you can see, that's somebody different from him, because right here, this guy, he has a jacket on. This person doesn't have a jacket on. And it looks like she might be on a date with this person. I don't know who this person is, but I'm just assuming that it could be a date. Wow. It gives stalker vibes. This guy is absolutely psycho. Listen, to his clients out there, if he has any, he would get dropped. He would get dropped in a heartbeat. And it's obvious they're not going to do nothing to him, because they said they haven't brought him up on any charges when they clearly should have. Like, one of a hate crime, because he referred to a server as a street N-word. That's a hate crime right there. That's number one. And verbal assault. Two, another form of assault, spitting on this worker right here. Three, following this woman into the bathroom, which would be attempted sexual assault. Like, this guy has a whole laundry list of charges that he should have. But in the world of Operation Protect the White Boy, it's never that simple. It's never ever that easy. But if that wasn't interesting enough, check this out. This was from August 3rd, 2022. Mogul Patrick Carroll in alleged billionaire brawl in Capri. This guy just loves violence. It's clear as day. This man loves violence. Again, money does not buy class. Don't think because someone has a lot of money that they are just going to change their lives around for the better. Sure, some of them can, but then you have people like this guy right here who does not. Now, as I read some more into the article for this particular story right here, apparently was saying that he did not get into a brawl with this man right here, which I looked up. Well, they put down in the article how much this man is worth. They said $8.5 billion. My goodness. And they said it's mainly in due in part because it was an inheritance from his family's drug business. And that's really how he got that money. But when I was reading more into the article itself, it was saying that Patrick Carroll was nowhere near this dude, but it was another little incident that kind of took place that kind of almost was reminiscent of what happened in the most recent story. I guess they said he was trying to flirt with some girls, and I guess someone had intruded in his eyes, and then he got into some kind of little incident with that person. And it's crazy because when I was reading more into the article, it was saying how chill this party was until he got involved. So as we can see, he's the common denominator for ruining a good time. All in all, I think it's safe to say that Patrick Carroll can get the thug label. I think it's safe to say that he can. Again, You don't have to be black to be labeled a thug or ghetto. Based on this man's antics, he may be PC, he may be a real estate mogul and have a lot of money, and he may have access to a lot of different people, but at the end of the day, his actions scream of a person that you would think has absolutely nothing, that of probably a low-class, low-born bum.